Today, our judges are visiting 3 shortlisted properties in the northwest. They're starting with a 17th century coastal farmhouse on the Llŷn Peninsula. Llŷn Peninsula is home to Emma, husband Elwyn, and their whippet, Bunny.
Home for me is being here, warm, safe, just Llŷn Peninsula, really. And it does mean a lot. We've been through a few bits and bobs, and to come here and just have that peace and reassurance and just feels like it does wrap its arms around you, and it's worked wonders, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This traditional coastal cottage has a large living area as you enter the home. The downstairs is completed by a snug and a kitchen that leads onto an open courtyard. Upstairs there are 2 bedrooms, a bathroom and an office space. Prior to the judges' arrival, we asked the owners to place a heart in their favourite spot in the house.
This is the heart of the home for me. This was Elwyn's grandma's chair, so it's a special chair. I can have a cup of tea here in the morning, look out the window, see the birds. It's nice and warm with the stove on. So this is my special place.
Armed with only the basic facts about the property and its owners, the judges will now get their first look at Llŷn Peninsula.
Nice.
Oh, well, for me, there's only one word to describe this little cottage. Cute.
It's so pretty, isn't it? It's like a picture-perfect cottage.
I think it's wonderful that we've got homes like this in the competition. You know, we see some really grand homes, we see mid-terraces, but this is a traditional Welsh farmhouse.
I can't wait to see what's inside this one. Shall we go and have a look? Oh, isn't this adorable? You know, we're so lucky on Wales Home of the Year that we get to visit so many fab homes. And I must admit, I love to see a traditional home like this one. Just by looking around in this home, I feel like there are so many things that tell a story. Look at that shelf with all of those ornaments on there. They've been collected by the owners over the years. And these gorgeous beams overhead, original to the home. Each little mark in those also tells a story.
There's a real sense of history here, isn't there? I feel like the homeowners have really put their heart and soul into this home. And, you know, I live on a farm myself, and to see these sort of horse brasses, it's nice, isn't it? And it's very traditional.
This is probably the most homely of homes that I've been in, and I think I'll probably shock you to say that I quite like it. And I think the reason why I like it is because it isn't styled. I think this is just the way they live. So again, there's that honesty, which I always appreciate.
Oh, wow. It's basically like walking into a museum in such a good way, isn't it? I love this aga. The colour is fabulous. Delft tiles, one of my favourite. They're so traditional, but very contemporary, and they work well in so many settings. For me, though, the furniture is a bit dark, you know, and I get it, it's not my home, but I think modern pieces would really lift this place.
I love the ceiling. Look at these beams. They have the hooks there. Again, they can tell a story.
Coming through that doorway just then, I think this is clearly an additional element to the home. This would have been the original stone wall to the farmhouse. It's nearly 3 foot thick. Now, of course, when these were built, the energy performance was really important to the house, which is why we have small windows, so we don't have too much heat loss. But these big, thick walls would have kept the heat during the day from the fire and dissipated it back out into the room at night. So they can be quite dark because of that, and the dark furniture kind of adds to that.
And, of course, the heart is going to be here. What a lovely traditional chair, and I'm sure every family in Wales has had one of these before, right by the aga and then out onto that pristine courtyard. Lovely spot.
Ooh, this is lovely.
Oh, it is, isn't it? It's so bright out here. You really see how dark it is inside that home when you then come outside and see this big sky and the gorgeous hills of the Llŷn Peninsula there.
I do enjoy a courtyard, and this seems perfect because it's been clearly sectioned out. And I think when you have an abundance of fields, it's important to create these sections so they become more manageable. This feels very light and airy, doesn't it? And look at that ceiling.
Yeah, it's adorable. I love that we are in the roof of the building. A different feel up here, a lot more space overhead. Okay, nice.
Oh, I look up, guys.
Yeah.
I love that exposed bit. Look, they've still got the old peg joints, everything in there as it would have been.
Incredible. And I really like how the homeowners here haven't been tempted to paint them because it is quite a light, bright, white space, isn't it? Sometimes maybe people have the temptation to make things like that blend in.
And look at this bed. It's a big, dark, antique piece that you think, oh gosh, you'd never get that upstairs in a cottage. Look at that chest of drawers. I love that kind of antique. You know, it's a constant reminder of where we are, isn't it?
To me, this room is completely unexpected, following on from the decor we saw downstairs. So this is a lot less cluttered. It's brighter. They've painted it white. There's less fuss. And that makes me feel that possibly the house would have been better to have this same approach throughout the house.
Man, cutesy little fireplace there behind you. I don't think that's original, but it certainly is in keeping with the kind of traditional look of this home. But above it then, we've got this peculiar looking door. I imagine there would have been a little ladder leading up to that at some stage, perhaps?
So that connects to the barn adjacent. So that would go straight through to the first floor where it would be occupied by people and the animals underneath.
Wow. It's a lovely, calm, relaxing space. Feeling quite chilled.
How will Owain, Mandy and Glenn score Glan Soch? One of the judges' marks will be held back until they have seen all 3 homes, when their combined scores will be revealed.
This home is just picture perfect. Cute as a button from the front with a gorgeous bright white rendering that's been painted. The little blue details then above the windows and the door. And inside, I like how there are almost 2 worlds within this home. Downstairs, you have that dark coziness with the low slung ceilings and the beams overhead. And then upstairs, because most of upstairs is actually in the roof, the eye is taken upwards into the eaves and there's just so much space and so much light. This home has bagfuls of character. For me, this home gets an 8.
This home feels like a really special family home. You know, they've really taken the farmhouse back to its original, authentic self, and it's really admirable the level of detailing they've done here. Inside, for me, was a bit dark. I was expecting it to follow on from the coastal exterior. I'm going to give this home an 8.
This is an absolutely stunning example of a traditional Welsh cottage. I would have really liked to have seen a stronger connection with nature. You know, we're in this beautiful countryside setting. But I think towards the back of the house, indeed in the kitchen, there's an opportunity there to really open it up into that wonderful west-facing courtyard.
Next, our judges are visiting a semi-detached 3-bedroom house in Colwyn Bay. Bronant is home to Sylvana, husband Julian, daughter Robin, and their 2 dogs, Milo and Harvey.
It's a perfect family home for us 3 and the dogs. It's a perfect place to socialize. I am very house proud and you can't move anything around because it has to be how it has to be. And the style is things I love, things we like, things that mean something to us. If I had to leave North Wales, I would sell the house, otherwise I'd always be in this house because it's my forever house.
As you enter the house, a long corridor opens up past a snug into a spacious kitchen before flowing round to an open-plan dining and living area. The upstairs features 3 bedrooms, an office and a bathroom.
This is my favorite spot in the home. I sit there first thing in the morning before the day starts at about 6:30, have a cup of tea and just listen to the birds.
But what will our judges think of Bronant?
Ooh, nice and imposing.
It is, isn't it? Oh, there is just so much I want to talk about as far as the look of this home is concerned. You can see there on the side return one of the original stained glass windows. Also, look at the original brick detail underneath the rendering at the bottom.
I really like what they've done with the porch. I think it makes it look quite strong, bold and sophisticated.
I am excited to see the interiors because I think there's a lot of effort in this house.
Well, it's not giving much else away, is it? So should we head in?
Lead the way, Glenn.
Ooh, very classy.
Oh, this is a bit of all right, isn't it?
Lovely finish, yeah? It feels really welcoming.
It is an adorable space, isn't it?
I'm a really big fan of this reeded glass. I think it really fits the period of the property.
Looking straight ahead then, we have an original fireplace there. I'm imagining that would have been the end of the home originally, and then there's a fabulous extension on the back, which I know we're going to get to. Now it's used as storage, a lovely basket in there, and it's just a nice little transition area, isn't it, between this hall and the kitchen.
Oh, this is pretty special, guys.
Oh my gosh, I feel like this is such a treat for us.
Oh, fabulous kitchen.
Oh, isn't it just? And when you can put an extension like this in a home, it just adds so much space and light, doesn't it?
And look at that beautiful area behind us.
Whoa, it's huge.
I can't take my eyes off this kitchen. You know, quite frankly, it's making me want to go home to paint mine black. It's beautifully styled, you know, just simple pieces here and there. And it works really well. It makes for easy living, I think.
It does. I really like the pops of colour that we're getting here. It is a mainly monochromatic scheme, both on the kitchen itself and on the walls as well. But I like these wooden slats along the side of the island here. Also, I think this is a really clever idea. You know, there's that temptation, isn't there, when perhaps you're thinking about a new kitchen or adding something to your kitchen to put units up on the walls to house your kitchen bits and bobs. Well, why not make a feature of it, introduce something like this, you can see everything, and it's another little splash of colour. Very nice.
Yeah, I think they've got so many things spot on here. If you look up, they've been really clever because instead of using standard spots, they've gone for these angled ones, which is far more practical with a sloped ceiling.
And look at that opening, you know, with the bifold doors. It really expands the space even more into this fabulous patio area. Wow.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it just? And no matter what the weather, you'd step out into this space and feel that summer has arrived in Colwyn Bay. How fab.
I think the homeowners feel the same because look what we've got here.
Ah.
Slightly rained on heart.
Yes.
But it's clear to see why they've got the heart here. This is just stunning. First thing that strikes me is this is really clever landscape design. The way they've worked with the topography here, and they've got 3 different step-down levels swooping around to the dining area there.
A great area for socialising, split level, gigantic table out there, but they've had some laughs around that. Also, these walls are really clever, aren't they? They're short walls, they've just been painted white. It's given it a kind of continental feel out here.
Apart from the weather, I feel like I'm in Ibiza.
Get your glow sticks.
Oh, Mandy, I'm loving the fact this is so open plan.
And look at these lights. I really admire their lighting choices. Very well thought out.
Architecturally, I think they've been really brave in keeping everything very open plan, you know. Most people want the option of shutting it off.
This area, although it's very in keeping with the rest, it feels a bit more homely, doesn't it? You know, those comfortable sofas, quite a traditional coffee table, more of the black, and look at these shelves, wonderfully styled.
I think out there they've gone for a lot more bolder colour scheme, a lot more contrast. I think they could have gone a bit bolder perhaps in here.
And do you know what? If I'm being really picky, and this is no criticism to the homeowners, I think I'd have a blue velvet sofa, really plush. I think that would add a bit of warmth and another dimension maybe.
Oh, look at the detail of this stained glass window. Love that lavender colour bit, like my suit. Love a touch of lavender.
I told you we'd have a dramatic stairwell, didn't I?
Lovely period, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
Ooh!
Oh, nice.
I love a well-made bed, you know, throw cushions. It's not a hard formula. It's a formula that always works. And this is a great tip, what they've done with the wall lights, because, you know, if you haven't got wired in wall lights, you can add these now, so you can just run the cable to the socket that would have had your bedside lamp on, but it looks great.
And you know me, not a fan of faux panelling, but it looks good.
It does look
looks
good.
Cool.
Now, I want to talk about the ceiling light and the ceiling rose. Now, we can see the ceiling rose has been added. It's a new addition. If we chase the cable back, the location of the electrics is closer to the window. And the reason for this is, back in the day, when you would tend to have net curtains, it would cast light onto the net curtains and offer a bit more privacy and modesty for people further back in the room, as opposed to casting a shadow or throwing the shape of the person onto the window. So it offers a bit more privacy.
I never knew that. We got a lesson on architecture.
Can I say, darlings?
Very good.
How will the judges score Bronant?
This home is bold, it's confident, it's contemporary, and it's just pretty cool. I'm focusing on the architectural elements. You know, they've been really brave in creating this wonderful open plan space. I admire the strong contrasting colours. I think it works really well, and I think it matches and is very in keeping with the style of the property. For me though, I'd like to have seen that very kind of confident colour scheme being brought into the front room and maybe even in the bedroom. I'm going to give this home a 9.
I love the period of the property that this home sits in. I love what the owners have done to the aesthetic, and there's a really warm feeling in here. I could live in this home. This is exactly my kind of place, and I think all of the alteration work that the owners have done to this home, so sympathetic, so gorgeous, and it's a lovely finish. I am giving this home, without any hesitation, a 10.
This is a fun family home, and I really get the sense that they're embracing every single room. You know, there's plenty of sources of light, and it's great for creating atmosphere in different spaces in different times of day. I've certainly got a long list of stuff I want to do at home after seeing what they've done here.
The final home in the northwest is a Grade 2 listed property in Llanfairfechan. Originally built in 1903, Tina Coed is home to Hayley, husband Craig and son Harry.
When we initially walked in for the first time, I felt instantly that this was going to be our forever home. It did feel very, very warm, and I knew we could bring up our son here. I've always been into interior design, but my style is country, vintage, the old-fashioned look. Cheers. Cheers. But I do love that airy feel, few of our things that we love, and furniture. Make it very homely.
The hallway opens up into a living room and dining room, and downstairs is completed by a kitchen, bathroom and utility room. Upstairs, there are 4 spacious bedrooms and a bathroom.
I'm placing the heart here. It's the family's favourite spot to chill, relax, look out to the garden, look at the fireplace when it's on, be nice and cosy, and looking through to the dining room.
What will the judges think of Tina Coed?
Oh wow, what a pretty house!
Oh, it is.
I actually know the architect, not personally, obviously. Herbert Luck. He did quite a few properties in the area. Beautiful arts and crafts, and, you know, turn of the century, so 1902, 1903.
Do you know what? I'm actually quite a big fan of the arts and craft movement, architecturally speaking. It was a really interesting period. The fact that it was born out of a kind of reaction against industrialisation and a return back to arts and craft. I'm really looking forward to going inside and seeing how that manifests itself on the furniture.
The homeowners are doing a much better job, but they're wisteria than I am at home. So shall we walk through that lovely arch?
Yes, please.
I'm quite excited, actually.
I am, Glenn.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is definitely giving me the wow factor.
What a hallway. It's got a almost American feel, hasn't it, with these 2 big entrances into either reception room.
I'm actually really excited to be in this house. I think it's fascinating. These folding doors here look like they can fold back that way, creating one long space, the whole width of the house, or they can fold this way so that you can create one long big hallway. I mean, that's something that's really modern, you know, we're doing it now, this kind of idea of multifunctional spaces.
Yeah, and so practical as far as keeping heat in one room perhaps is concerned, or what I'm more interested in, darlings, you have a party here, you open them all up, imagine a conga line, it would go on for days.
Well, I'm fascinated to see more, so should we do a conga in there?
Let's.
Oh, come on, yes.
Woo!
Oh, guys, look out there. There goes my career.
It's the dawn of a new career.
I'll embrace it.
Oh, what a lovely space this is.
That fireplace is possibly one of the prettiest ones I've ever seen. I love the proportion, the scale, those ornate blue and white tiles, and the repetition of the blue and white in the plates and the crockery there. Really simple and clever.
But the main thing for me in here is those two window bays. That's so unique, and you've got an incredible amount of light coming in. Now, it's a listed building. It's got to be a listed building. One little telltale is the thin mullions, so you wouldn't be allowed to really put secondary glazing on this. But what that does is keeps the character, and you've got all this light coming into the room.
Oh, another gorgeous space. Here's the heart. Oh,
Of course.
I bet this is just a lovely place to spend time in with your friends or with your family. Again, there's a lot of white in here. It's very bright, but I've noticed the radiators. I really like the fact that these homeowners have gone for a more traditional look cast iron radiator. It stands out, and they're a really gorgeous feature, those, I reckon.
Do you know what I love? This floor, it's going in one direction, it's connecting all the rooms.
Oh, washing up with a view. Very nice. That's a lovely looking garden out there, isn't it?
It's not a huge kitchen, is it? For the size of the house.
Do you know what I love? That seems to be the original dresser there. And again, in keeping with the rest of the home, there's some vintage styling with those beautiful teacups and the blue and white crockery.
When this house would have been built and these original features were put in, they were, you know, fairly stripped back of ornamentation, weren't they? And they were very much of their time. Now I think with the kitchen, let's do something of our time to respect the building. You know, just put a modern kitchen. I think it could work really well.
More white, more light.
But it's never too repetitive, isn't it? Even though every room we've seen so far has contained a lot of white. And you know, despite that, I'm not over it. I don't feel like it's been done too much of in this home. It works.
I love how the fireplaces are shaped similarly to the architecture, you know, long, tall and narrow. So it really reminds us of the period of house that we're in.
It's bright, it's airy again, it's fantastic. It's a really serene bedroom.
Well, we've spoken a lot about the original features, haven't we, in this room? But let's talk about the styling a bit, the aesthetic. This bed, perhaps I'm not a massive fan of this sort of thing generally, but it does work in this area. But again, when you compare it to what we've seen in this home, it's definitely a look that we're getting very familiar with, and it's nice.
I love the spaces upstairs, and I think what they've done is really good. They've adopted this very kind of simple styling. There are objects in here which I think don't go with the style of the property, so I think they could have gone that extra mile and been just a little bit more simple, a bit more pulled back. But overall, this is a sensational home. The architecture is absolutely stunning, and I think they've done the house proud.
But how will the judges score Tina Coyd?
Wow, what a house. If this house could speak, I think it would be really expressing its gratitude to the owners. They've done so many things right. I love the floor finish, I love the white walls, really, really brave. This is a really elegant house, and I think they're so close to getting it perfect. I'm going to give this house a 9.
What a fabulous home. Very flexible space. Had a really nice welcoming feel, easy to live in. I love what the homeowners have done. Hats off to them. What a beautiful, loved family home. I'm going to give this home a 9.
It's full of charm, it's full of character. Every space is absolutely flooded with light. It really is a gorgeous place to spend time in. I think for me, there are some elements of this home that aren't quite to my taste, but you know, the homeowners have done it really well in this home. And the bones of the building are so adorable. It's a lovely place to spend some time.
Now that the judges have seen all 3 homes, the final scores can be revealed. First, it was Llŷn on the Llŷn Peninsula.
Oh my goodness, on the approach to this home, it was just so charming, wasn't it? Cutesy little cottage, white with that blue details. I gave this home an 8. Mand, you also gave it an 8. How about you, Glenn?
Do you know what? It was a delight to see a traditional Welsh farmhouse so sympathetically renovated. For me, it was very dark inside, and I would have liked to have seen some contemporary elements just to brighten it and freshen it up. The upstairs was great. I think if they had followed that through downstairs, it perhaps would have been even better. For me, I gave Glansoch an 8.
An 8 from you as well, Glenn. So, Glansoch on the Llŷn Peninsula gets 24.
Lovely, beautiful cottage.
Next up, it was Bronant in Colwyn Bay.
It's a 1920s home. I love this era of home, and inside it was decorated and finished immaculately. Glenn, you gave it a 9. I gave it a 10, a richly deserved 10, I think. How about you, Mandy?
Fabulous home. You know, from approaching the property, you knew it was going to be special. Inside, the unusual layout worked perfectly. The monochrome, the lovely textures and styling that they had. I, with no surprises, also gave it a 10.
Wow.
2 10s and a 9 for Bronant. Fabulous. The total, therefore, is 29. Good score, that.
And finally, Tina Coed in Llanfairfechan.
It was as cute as a button, this, wasn't it? It looked like a scaled-up doll's house almost. Just adorable. Glenn, you gave this a 9. Mandy, you also gave this home a 9. For me, there's no denying that this period of property, the kind of arts and crafts style, is adorable. And you walked in through that front door to that quite unusual reception area in the middle of the home almost, with those folding doors into the 2 different spaces either side. Gorgeous floors throughout those 2 rooms, lovely little staircase. But the kitchen at the back let this home down a tiny bit for me. I agree with what you said in there, Glenn. If they'd have gone for something more modern and really kind of embraced that change there, I think it would have taken that beautifully. But there's no denying, Tina Coed is a stunning home. I give Tina Coed in Llanfairfechan an 8, and therefore the grand total is 26. Well, there we are. The decision's been made. We have a winner. The home going through from the northwest is Bronant in Colwyn Bay.
Bronant wins in the northwest and is one step closer to being Wales' Home of the Year.
Well deserved. What a cracking home.
Yes, that was such a cool home.
Beautiful, beautiful.